Hi, everyone. It's Mrs. McCallie Soto, your friendly teacher librarian. And I'm here to talk to you a little bit about Asian American Heritage Month. And we are going to be doing book talks on books that talk about the Asian American experience and Pacific Islander experience, or by authors who are Asian American. Um, and this book is called Patron Saints of Nothing, and the author is Randy Ribay. And this can be found on the SORA app. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I read this book and I really like this book. I would give it 10 out of 10. It was a beautiful book about learning about yourself, learning about your family, learning about your culture. And, some things aren't always cut and dry and some things aren't always pretty. And that's just how life is, but in a beautiful way. And so basically the main character, Jay, this is him. He is just a regular American teenager. His father immigrated to the US to give him a better life. And he's doing great in school. And he feels like he should have gotten into Harvard, but, he did his best and he got into a good school, a college. And he has a cousin named June who is in the Philippines, who he's met on previous trips. And his cousin is actually murdered. And there's a lot of stipulations, a lot of rumors that his cousin was a drug addict. And he just can't believe that his cousin would, do drugs and that his cousin met that kind of end. So he wants to go to the Philippines and investigate. But not only that, he also has an epiphany about his mixed race identity. And is he truly Filipino enough, right? And he's kind of thinking that through and going through, some rejection by other Filipinos, but in the end, acceptance by his family. And when he arrives in the Philippines, he learns a lot. He's still looking for the whole trip. He's looking for what happened to his cousin, who murdered him, what's the truth. And the book touches on contemporary issues that are, right now in the Philippines, as far as the government has a policy that they kill all people who are involved in drugs, even if they're just using drugs. And especially they have the ability to murder drug pushers without any consequences, with impunity. So they even have vigilantes. So that is actually what is happening. This book is very contemporary, very current. And he just wants to find out what happened to his cousin. And, he doesn't believe that his cousin would do something like drugs. And it's just a mystery. And he finds out a lot. He grows up a lot. He finds out about colonialism. He finds out about some of the abuse and poverty and things that people in the Philippines are experiencing. And it's kind of juxtaposed with what he is complaining about as a young American teen. And he finds himself very, changed by his experience. And they talk a little bit about, which is kind of like the theme of the book, Catholicism, and how he sees him and his cousin June. So he's Jay and June. They both saw, June primarily saw the hypocrisy, what they felt was hypocrisy in the church, the Catholic Church, in the face of all this poverty and all this kind of injustice as far as the regime, the government. But Jay comes to find out a lot of things, and he finds out what happened to his cousin. So you'll have to go to the SORA app and read up about and choose Patron Saints of Nothing by Randy Ribay. And it's a great book. Like I said, I give it 10 out of 10, and I know you will enjoy it. It's a great book about a young Filipino man coming of age, young Filipino boy, he's 17, he's almost a man, coming of age. He falls in love, he finds out about himself, and he does find out what happened to his cousin. So I hope you enjoy the book.